Have you ever wanted to reach out to a bigger artist and it's just, you don't even know where to start? It's like, you know they're probably not going to just answer your random DM because they have 100,000 different people DMing them, or you can't just reach out to their email because it's probably not even their email, it's like a manager's email. So how do you go about it?
You know that we coming liars. I'ma keep praying to God, tell those little niggas stop it. Tell my mama that I got this. You know that we coming liar.
What's going on? It's Pimp Fried Rice, and welcome to the Music into Millions podcast, where we give rappers the tools and resources needed to be successful without needing to wait on a record label. Like I said, today we're going to be talking about how to reach out to bigger artists, how to get their attention, and how you can potentially start to work with them, feature with them, and build that relationship. Alright, so I kind of have like this 4-step process that I use whenever I'm trying to build a relationship and then, ask for a favor or whatever it is that I'm trying to get from another artist, producer, manager, whatever. And so basically, the way that this works is you want to create a relationship first before you ever ask somebody just for a feature, or you ever hit somebody up like, yo, I need this from you, or you try and do this for me. Because if you do that, you're just always going to be somebody who's reaching out with their hands out, expecting something to be given to them. And I hate to break it to you, but this world will almost never like working with someone who has their hands always out. You want to be the type of person who's providing value to the other artists first, because then you're someone who's bringing something to the table. You're making that relationship better. You're making that situation a stronger situation with what you're bringing. So like I said, I have 4 steps that kind of walks you down the sequence of building that relationship and then getting you to the point to where you can say, you know what, I'm ready to ask you for the feature or for the graphics or the beat or whatever it is that you're asking said person for. And this works with really anybody that you want to get in contact with, not just other rappers, other managers, producers. This can work with other businesses, this can work with influencers, this can work with label executives, literally anybody in the world. So the first thing that you need to do is you need to put yourself on their radar. And you do this in a very minimalistic way in the beginning, and then you eventually work your way down that scale to where they have no choice but to know who you are. So the first thing that you're going to be doing is whenever they put out content, whether it's a social media post, whether it's a YouTube video, a podcast episode, you need to consume that content and like that content. And so if it's an Instagram post, double tap it, leave them a like. If it's a Facebook post, maybe leave them a like, leave them a comment, share it even. If it's a YouTube video, make sure you're commenting. If they have like a call to action at the end of the video, maybe they want you to go check something out. Go look into it, go see what's up with it. Basically, you want it to be shown that you are engaging with their posts. You're engaging with the material that they're putting out. You like the content they put out. And now in this stage, you're not really going to be creating any waves. You're not going to all of a sudden be like, oh my God, who is this guy that keeps liking all my posts? And unfortunately, that's not going to happen yet. But what you're doing is you're starting to hopefully have your name pop up across multiple different platforms for this person. So they'll see your username pop up over on YouTube. They'll see your username on Instagram. They'll see your username on wherever you're liking and engaging with their stuff. And now this ties back to something I've talked about in previous episodes, where you need to have a consistent username across all platforms if possible, because it makes finding you as easy as possible for fans, but it also makes things like this easier. So that way, it's not like Pimp Fried Rice 610 on Instagram and then The Real PFR on Twitter, because someone who's on both those platforms may not even recognize that that's the same person, even though the name is still attached to the same person. Those are both of my usernames, but because they sound so different and they don't obviously it's not the same, they're not going to realize, oh, Pimp Fried Rice 610 is The Real PFR, so it's going to be harder for them to see a consistent name of yours popping up across their platforms. The second thing that you need to do is to respond to their stories. And now this one works for literally any platform that they have stories, which is YouTube now, Facebook, Instagram. Does TikTok have stories? No, TikTok doesn't have stories. But basically, the reason you're doing this is because people are actually more likely to respond to things engaged with their story than they would like a comment on their post. And that's because stories are constantly happening. I don't know about you, but like when I'm on Instagram, 90% of what I'm doing is going through stories. I'm posting to my story, checking out other people's stories, and then maybe 10-20% I'm actually spent like looking through my feed, scrolling through people's actual timelines and stuff like that. So when people engage with my stories, I'm so much more likely to respond to what they said, If it's something that actually pertains to the story, not just hitting me up like, yo, what's up, man? Da 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 da. You know, just responding to my story. That's just another form of spam. You actually want to engage with this person's story. So if they drop something that's relatable to you, drop the fire emoji or the clap hand thing, or you know what I mean? Just, you want to start engaging with this person. And I would say you want to do this actually at least one time per day. Now you kind of got to feel, sorry, I got bug bites this weekend on my leg and my legs are freaking itchy. So if you guys see me itching my legs throughout this video, don't mind me. I've been applying like anti-itch cream all week and I don't feel like it's doing anything. So don't mind me scratching my legs this whole video. That is just, they itch really bad. So, but with the stories, you want to kind of find a happy medium, because you don't want to just spam this person and respond to every single one of their stories, because then it becomes overwhelming. It's just like, all right, I kind of wish this person would stop and relax. I would say one story per day, maybe depending on the relationship, feel it out. Like if they are happy when you engage and they like the things that you're saying back to them, maybe shoot for a couple more a day and then just kind of keep that consistent. So don't just do like one story today, wait 3 weeks, respond to another one of their stories, wait 2 days, respond to another one of their stories. You want this to be a consistent basis so that way you're constantly showing up in their notifications. And so that's step 2, is just reaching out via their stories, engaging via their stories. And like I said, step 1, just consume their content like this, because what you're doing is you're starting to make your name appear more and more in their notifications, in their DMs, in these places where they're just more likely to see your name. And now, once you've built that relationship over, I would say go give it about 2 weeks or so, 3 weeks, if not longer. Like I said, it's different for every situation, so the relationship may build really quickly, the relationship may take a while to develop. That is okay. Feel it out. You'll know when you're starting to get that relationship built, when they're starting to give you more full conversational answers. They know who it is when you reach out to them. That's when you get to the next point, to when you can move to step 3, which step 3 is to reach out and provide value. So at this point, we're still not even asking for what we want yet. We're not asking for the feature, or we're not asking for the content, or whatever we're reaching out to this person for. We're actually still in the giving process, because we want to give as much as possible before we eventually take back. So you want to reach out to this person, and maybe they have a single that's coming out. Maybe they have, we'll use the example of a single for right now. So they have a single that's coming out, and you know they've been working on it, and maybe you're a really good graphic designer, so you whip together a cover art for what you think would look really good for this single. Well, you can hit them up and be like, hey, I've been checking out a lot of your content recently. You're super dope. You may not even need to say all this at this point. It depends how well you've built that relationship. But basically just say, look, I threw together this cover art for you for your new single coming out. Don't even feel obligated to use it. I just put it together because I figured I want to make it easier for you, and I felt like it matched the vibe really well. So here you go. I'm not going to be mad if you don't use it, but if you do, feel absolutely free, no charge, just because you make great music. Now what you're doing is, in that person's mind, you've now helped them out with something. So now you just boosted up a level in the relationship status, because whenever someone is doing something for you or helping you or providing for you, that all of a sudden opens up the door for more of an open relationship, because instead of them just saying, oh, give me, and they're taking all the time, they're now, it's something they're trying to reciprocate both ways. They're not a one-way street. They're trying to make this better for both you and me. And that's what's always going to make a relationship better. And like I said, don't get discouraged if they don't use it, or if they're like, not right now, it's not a good time. Or they may even be like, yo, that looks super sick, but we already got something planned. Don't get discouraged. What you're doing is you're just providing value and giving this person as much value as possible. And now after you've given this person some value, whether they take it or whether they don't, continue to build that relationship, continue to reach out through the stories, like their stuff. Then what you do is, you reach out to them and then you ask for what you wanted. So whether that be the feature, whether that be the content, whether that be insert random thing here, that's when you ask them for it. After you've liked all their content, after you've engaged through stories, after you've provided value, or at least tried to provide value for them first, that's when you come back in and you say, hey, look, it's been super dope getting to network with you over these past couple weeks. I have this song idea that I think me and you would really kill together. You're a super dope artist. I'm going to send you over my stems and the song. Let me know if you could do anything to it. And just leave it at that. And sometimes they'll give you a yes, and that's awesome. You've successfully did it. You've reached out to someone who's bigger than you. You've built that relationship. Awesome. Congratulations. Sometimes they say no. Well, again, don't get discouraged, because just because somebody tells you no the first time does not mean that they're telling no to you as a person. They may just be too busy right now, or they may have a lot going on, or they may just not be in a mode where they're able to be creating right now. Don't take no as a personal slap in the face. You need to realize everybody has a lot going on in their life, and you're not anybody's main priority. You are your priority, which is perfectly fine. People just need to realize that everybody has their own situation to handle first. So if you get a no from somebody, don't get discouraged. Just circle back again and start the process again, essentially. Keep liking their content. Keep engaging through those stories. Keep providing value wherever you can, and more value if you can. That way, next time you do go to ask, they're definitely going to say yes. So that is how you go about reaching out to bigger artists, or just really anybody who has a little bit of a bigger audience than you do. Drop a comment below which one of these tips is your favorite and which one you've implemented in your own career before. Other than that, have a great rest of your day, and we'll see you guys in the next one.
I